Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, great. Anyway, I'll just try to speak a bit louder so that you'll be able to hear me loud and clear. Okay. Let me just check the call or audio. Okay. I think it is good enough. Okay. So did you all get the assignment problem theory part which I solved yesterday? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
I shared a PDF document, a handwritten document on assignment problem. Did you all got a chance to go through that document, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I think I also shared problems on Modi method as well, around 5 questions. So as you all agreed, by this Saturday, you should be able to complete the assignment and you can upload in QuickLearn. I've already created a link in QuickLearn as well. Saturday night is the last date for submitting your transportation problem assignments. So all the problems in transportation model, you can make it a single file and you can upload. You don't have to do it separately. One single file for all the questions can be done. Okay. So that is as far as the transportation is concerned. So today we'll start with a new module, which is module number 5, which is about assignment problems. Okay. The last module is about assignment problem. As far as module 5 is concerned, in fact, there are 2 chapters combined in this particular module. After assignment model or assignment problem, we have one more chapter which is part of this module, which is about sequencing problem. Although sequence is entirely a different chapter, but it is actually included in module 5 itself. So there are 2 separate chapters here. The first part of module 5 talks about assignment problem, and the second part of the module 5 talks about sequencing problems. Okay, so that's about the composition of it. So today we'll start with the first part of module 5, which is about assignment problem. Okay, so let me just give you a very brief background about what this assignment problem all about and what is the application of it, and then we will take up about the numerical problems and other things. Okay, I think there is. Can you see the board clearly?
It's blurred, so
No, sir.
Yeah, no, that's what I could see here. Okay. Now is it okay?
it's still blurred. So
Yeah. Just 1 minute. I'll just make fine tuning. Making this technical arrangements is a big headache actually. Anyway. Okay, I think it seems to be all right. Anyway, once I start writing, probably it will be auto-focused, I guess. Let me see. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So let's try to understand what is this assignment all. As the word itself suggests, whenever you have a responsibility of delegating certain things to some people, the concept of assignment comes into picture. The most common area where the concept of assignment is used is when you are assigning a job to a person. You take an example of any organization, I think assigning the right job to right people is the most challenging task. Because if you make any mistake in doing that, I think your entire activity becomes a stake, right? That's exactly what we talk about in management as well. So management is all about getting the things done by others. When you want your work to be done by others, when you really want to delegate certain responsibility, I think the person who's delegating the authority should be aware about what are the expectations from the person. Whether the person whom you are delegating the authorities to has got the capacity of delivering it. If he lacks that capacity, or if he is not having the potential to deliver that, then your entire activity can be at stake. But here in operation research, although we are not very much concerned about the competency of an individual or qualitative attribute, we try to understand the concept of assignment more on numerical basis or more on cost basis. Right? Here the entire focus of assignment is at what cost am I able to assign jobs to people. When we talk about assignment, it is not necessary that the assignment of job should always takes place. It can be assignment of work, it can be assignment of people to certain tasks, assignment of machines, assignment of job, assignment of workstations, assignment of resources. It can be anything. Wherever the question is about distributing certain things into come into picture, in all such cases, assignment invariably comes into picture. So the whole assignment problem is actually on two important objectives. Objective number one, whenever you're trying to calculate the assignment cost or the total assignment cost, we always try to see which job should be given to which person so that the overall cost of assigning the job can be made minimum. Invariably, whenever we hear or whenever we talk about assignment or whenever we talk about cost, the primary objective of any company would be to minimize the cost, because cost always comes in minimization function. No company or no organization would say that I want to increase my cost. So even in assignment cost also, the primary goal of the organization would be to minimize the cost or to keep the cost at the lowest possible level. But for doing that, you cannot randomly start assigning the job. There has to be certain principles, there has to be certain mechanism. When you apply the principles and mechanism, automatically the overall cost of assigning the job to an individual can be minimized. Many people or many operation research experts claim that the assignment and transportation problem are almost like two faces of the same coin. And if you look at the concept of transportation model, since we have discussed transportation model in length and breadth, we had two important type of solutions we discussed there. If you all remember, we had two important discussions we discussed. One is the initial basic variable solution, and other one is called as optimal solution. But as far as assignment problem is concerned, there is only one type of solution we calculate here, which is called as optimal solution. That is a basic difference. In transportation model, we were trying to discuss about two different types of solution, that is IBFS as well as optimal solution. For IBFS, there were three different methods. Again, for optimal solution, there was one method. But as far as assignment problem is concerned, the entire concept of assignment has got only one type of solution, which is called as optimal solution. Only we are supposed to find optimal solution. Again, to calculate optimal solution, there are different methods. The most common type of methods that are employed to calculate optimal solution under assignment problems are, the first one is called as enumeration method. Enumeration method is the first type. Second one is called as algebraic method. Algebraic method. Third one is called as simplex method. And the last one is called as Hungarian assignment method, which is popularly called as HAM. HAM stands for Hungarian assignment method. But as far as your syllabus is concerned, we don't have any of these methods. We don't have enumeration, algebraic, and simplex. The only method that we have as far as your syllabus is concerned is Hungarian assignment method. So we are going to calculate the optimal solution for a transportation problem using Hungarian assignment method. The PDF document which I have shared in the WhatsApp group is actually the Hungarian assignment method, where I very clearly explained like what are the steps followed as far as calculating a Hungarian assignment method is concerned. Okay, so now you got a fair idea about what exactly the chapter is all about, or this assignment is all about. Two important points you have to remember. Point number one, this is an objective of calculating what is the total cost incurred by the company for assigning a job to a person. That is one thing. And second thing is fitting the right type of job. Because if a person is not really capable of doing a particular job, and if you're assigning that, it is very obvious that the overall efficiency of the job would come down. So with these two important objectives, the assignments are done. There is a very important assumption that we make as far as assignment problem is concerned. Now, what is that assignment or what is that assumption? Sorry, the most important assumption is one job should be given only to one person. So this is called a one-to-one relationship. Okay, the entire principle of assignment is based on one-to-one relationship. You are never supposed to share one job to more than one person. At the same time, one person should not be given more than one job. This is the primary principle on which the entire assignment problem is based. Are you getting my point? At any point of time, you are never supposed to share a job with more than one people. And similarly, one person should be given only one job. That's why we always call it as one-to-one relationship. One job, one person. Neither the job should be shared, nor the people should be given more jobs. That is the principle on which the entire assignment problem is based. So as I already said, as far as assignment problem is concerned, we only have one type of solution to be calculated, which is called as optimal solution. Although there are 4 different methods available for solving optimal solution, but as far as your syllabus is concerned, we only have a concept called Hungarian assignment method. So Hungarian assignment method is a method or a process which is employed to calculate optimal solution. Like in transportation model, how we have Modi method, on the similar way, in optimal solution for assignment is done by Hungarian assignment method. So this is the overall theoretical background I wanted to share with you. So before we start with the problems. So have you all understood what exactly the solution of this problem is all about, and what is the primary objective, concern, and the background on which this problem is constructed? Everybody got a fair idea now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I think if you have understood the background of this particular problem, I think I'll take a question and try to explain how to solve the assignment problem. I think that will be more ideal. Instead of theoretically explaining you the steps here, I think taking a question and solving would be more ideal, I believe. Okay, so let me take a question on assignment problem and try to explain. I think now you're all able to see the board clearly, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me take a question. Yeah, I want everyone to please understand the question first. I don't want simply to mechanically solve the problem. Try to understand the concept, and then you will never forget the the way to solve the problem. That's more important. Okay? Let me write the question. Okay, I'll read the question for you so that you understand how the question appears in the exam. The question is given like this: find the minimum assignment cost for the following problem. Okay, I'm repeating the question again. Find the minimum assignment cost for the following problem. This is a typical way of asking question in assignment problem. Okay, how exactly the question appears? Okay, let me just write down the question now. Okay, the question is like this. A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. 10, 3, 10, 7, 7. 5, 9, 7, 11, 9. 13, 18, 2, 7, 9, and 12. And fourth column 15, 13, 2, 7, and 4. 16, 6, 2, 12. ABCD is given to you. Now, what is that you are supposed to do with this question? You are supposed to solve this problem in such a way that 5 people A, B, C, D, E should be allocated 5 different jobs. And 5 jobs is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 jobs na 5 people can you distribute madbeku. You are supposed to assign. A can be given job number 1 or A can be given job number 2. I don't know. I'll be able to do it only at the end of the problem. Likewise, at the end of the problem, all 5 people should be given 5 different jobs. That is my objective. Now, in order to assign these 5 different jobs to 5 different people, obviously the company will incur some cost, right? Which is called as assignment cost. So you are supposed to allocate these 5 jobs to 5 people in such a way that the total assignment cost is minimum, right? This is the overall objective of the problem. You are supposed to assign 5 jobs to 5 people in such a way that the total assignment cost for this particular problem shall remain minimum. If you are able to achieve that objective, that means the problem is solved. This is what exactly the question is. Now let's try to understand what these numbers are all about. What are the numbers? Let's try to understand. This is like this. Suppose if you are planning to assign person A job number 1, then for assigning that, the company will incur 10 rupees cost. If I am giving person A job number 2, then the cost of assignment is 5 rupees. If I am giving person A job number 3, then the cost of assignment is 30 rupees. If a person A is given job number 4, then the assignment cost is 15 rupees. Likewise, they are given what is the possible cost incurred by the company for various jobs to various people. All these numbers we have, this is called as unit assignment cost. In our transportation problem, unit, you all remember unit transportation cost and the every single value that was there in the matrix, we call it as unit transportation cost. On similar lines, here it is called as unit assignment cost. I hope you are able to understand this clearly. Okay, they are very clearly mentioned what is the cost incurred by the company for assigning a job to a person. Using these numbers or these values, I am supposed to take a call like which job is more ideal to which person, so that the total cost of assignment becomes minimum. Did you understand how exactly this question to be read now, everybody? You all understand what exactly this number signifies now? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
The basic difference is that transportationally we call it as unit transportation cost. In assignment problem, we call it as unit assignment cost. Otherwise, the principles almost remain same. In our cost transportation perspective, will calculate. Here we calculate the cost with respect to assignment perspective. That's a basic difference. That's the reason why in majority of the cases, the concept of transportation and assignment, you can find a lot of similarities. Two faces of the same coin. They're almost like complementary function. Transportation and assignment has got a lot of similarity in terms of operations. The only basic difference is there it is transportation cost, here it is assignment cost. Otherwise, in principle, majority of the things are common. Okay. Now that you have understood what exactly this question is all about, now let's try to understand how to solve this problem. As I already said, unlike transportation problem, we are not finding two different types of solutions here. That is the biggest benefit. The transportation line way, first we used to calculate initial basic feasible solution and then apply Modi method and get the final answer, which is optimal solution. But here, there is nothing called stage 1 and stage 2. Straight away, we are calculating the optimal cost or optimum value. And therefore, there is only one method or one procedure in this entire chapter, which is called as Hungarian assignment method. And Hungarian is actually a mathematician who actually proposed this model or method, and this method is named after him, right? Otherwise, there is no other significance as far as the word Hungarian is concerned. Okay, that's about the history of Hungarian. Now, let us try to understand how to solve this problem. I'll try to relate every step of assignment with transportation so that you can understand the similarity. Okay, that is a whole objective here. Number one, before we start solving the problem of transportation, as far as IBFS is concerned, I said we are supposed to verify a very important condition. Can you all remember which condition I'm referring to? What is the condition I'm supposed to check before I start solving a transportation problem in IBFS? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? What was the condition I'm supposed to verify before we started solving transportation problem?
Condition of degeneracy.
Condition of degeneracy.
Oh, no, no. Degeneracy will
Balance
come in
or
optimal solution.
Balanced or not balanced?
Balanced or unbalanced.
God, don't get confused. We are supposed to verify whether the given transportation problem is a balanced problem or unbalanced problem. You all agree? Yeah. So similarly, before we start solving an assignment problem by Hungarian assignment method, the same condition works here also. Here, what is the condition? Say you are supposed to verify whether it is a balanced assignment problem or not. Even in assignment problem also, I am supposed to verify before I start solving whether it is balanced or unbalanced. But now there is a problem. In transportation, it was very clear because we had demand values, supply values. We used to add total, find whether it is balanced or not. It was an easy option. But here in assignment problem, there is no demand and supply. Only they have given the unit transportation, so unit assignment values. In assignment problem, how do you verify whether the given problem is a balanced problem or unbalanced? Can anybody please give a wild guess? Can anybody just make a guess? How do we verify whether in assignment problem it's balanced or unbalanced? Any idea?
Number of
equal number of rows and
Sir,
columns.
maybe minimum.
Very good. Here we are supposed to verify whether the number of rows is equal to number of columns or not. Just you can see the number of rows in this particular problem is 5. A, B, C, D, E are the 5 rows. Similarly, how many columns we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 columns. So in assignment problem, how do we verify the condition of balancing? A very simple procedure. The number of rows must be equal to the number of columns. So in any assignment problem, if the number of rows is equal to number of columns, it is a balanced assignment problem. Only once it is balanced, then you can proceed with the further steps. Now the question is, what am I supposed to do if it is not balanced? Just let us assume that E problem only, 5th row irrilla anta itkolona. Let's say E was not there. Only A, B, C, D 4 rows are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns are there. Then obviously you know that it is not balanced because the number of rows is 4 and number of columns is 5. What am I supposed to do to make it balanced?
Add
How do I
dummy
make
rows.
it? Yeah, very good. Whenever there is an unbalanced problem, unbalanced iddaga illu ashte neevu illi 4 ide anta alli column na 5th column na raise madakagala. I'm not supposed to eliminate anything. I'm only supposed to add. Even the same condition applies in transportation as well. Whatever deficit is there, I am supposed to introduce a dummy row or column and add that extra value. Illa ashte elli nimge shortage ide. In case if there are a shortage in the number of row, then I am supposed to introduce a dummy row. Dummy row yavrite all the values of dummy row shall be taken as 0. That's it. Suppose if the 5th row was not there, then I am supposed to introduce a dummy row including all the values as 0. And same principle applies for columns also. In case if there is a shortage in column, I am supposed to introduce a dummy column with all the values as 0. This is the only extra method or step I am supposed to do if at all is an unbalanced problem. Have you all understood step number 1 clearly now, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
two things just remember very clearly here. Check whether the total number of rows is equal to total number of columns. Eradu equal idre, absolutely no worry. You can directly declare that it's a balanced assignment problem. Suppose if the number of rows is not equal to number of columns, see where is the shortage, whether the rows are less or columns are less. Wherever there is a shortage, then introduce a dummy row or dummy column. When I'm referring to dummy row or dummy column, each element of dummy row or dummy column shall be only 0. Bare yavadu value bareyongilla. I'm not supposed to write any other value other than 0. Always the dummy row and dummy column shall be represented only by the values 0. This is the first step. Okay. So anyway, as per this question, actually you don't have the problem of balancing because already it is balanced. Because the number of rows is equal to number of columns. In assignment problem, rows are always represented by M and columns are always represented by N. Never you are supposed to change the dimensions here. Always M indicates rows and N indicates columns in all assignment problems. Okay. So how do I write the condition of balancing now? M is equals to N. Therefore, it implies it is a balanced assignment problem. This is very big. Again, our transportation summation AI is equal to summation Bj. There exists an initial basic feasible solution. On the same way, I am supposed to write this dimension. So what I mean here, M is row and N is column. Since M is equal to N, it implies, this is a symbol called implies. It implies it is a balanced assignment problem. This is the first step. So before we start with assignment problem, this step has to be clearly written. Is that clear, everyone? Now let me start with the experiment method. Illi again no formulas barala, There is absolutely no formula, nothing, purely steps. Agage, I want everyone to understand each steps clearly so that you will not have any difficulty in understanding it. Okay. Step number 1. What is the first step? First step is that you ABCD you can directly write the matrix. That's not a problem. Okay? Step number 1. What is step number 1? Step number 1 says, please remember this carefully, okay? Identify the lowest value in each row. I am repeating it again. Identify the lowest value in each row and subtract the entire row from the same number. Identify the lowest value in each row and subtract the entire row from the same number. By doing that, we get a new matrix. That is step number 1. Okay? I'll show you. Please look at the board. Come to first row. I want people to answer now. In the first row, can you please tell me which is the lowest value?
5.
I'm supposed to subtract the entire row from that smallest value. By doing that, I get new values. That is step number 1. Okay? Now 5 is the lowest value. If I subtract all the values from that, what are the new values I get? This becomes 5. This becomes 0. 30 minus 5, 8. 15 minus 5,
11.
And 16. 11. Same procedure has to be continued for the entire matrix. And each row will identify the smallest value and subtract the entire row from the same value. By doing that, we get a new matrix. Okay, can you please tell me for the second row now? Second row will have the smallest value? 3. Okay, can you please tell me the answers?
0.
0, very good. 9 minus 3 is 6. 18 minus 3 is 15.
10, 3.
6 minus 3 is 3. Very good. Now we'll come to third row. The third row is smallest value of the
2.
2. So this becomes 8. This becomes
5. 0, 0, 0.
No, and this also becomes 0. So muru value muru 0 agate. Nothing to worry. Okay. Then we'll come back to the next row. That is row number 4. Can you please tell me the row 4 which is the value?
7.
7. So can you please tell me the values now?
0.
And this 4. This becomes 2. This becomes 0. This becomes 5. Okay, good. Now we'll come back to the last row. In the last row, which is the lowest value?
4.
4.
3. 5. 6.
This becomes 6. This becomes 0.
8.
Becomes 8. Okay. This completes step number 1. Step number 1 is we call it as row subtraction. This is the first step. The first step in assignment problem is called as row subtraction. So what do you mean by row subtraction? You are supposed to identify the smallest value in each row and subtract the entire row from the same value. By doing that, a new matrix is obtained. So any doubts in this step? Anybody?
No, sir.
Okay. Step number 1 is completed. Okay. Now we'll move on to step number 2. First step is row subtraction. So row subtraction is identifying the smallest value in each row and subtracting the entire row from the same. Now we'll move on to step number 2. I'm just writing this part so that I can do this page. Step number 2. I'm writing here in step number 2. What is step number 2? Please remember, I am supposed to continue the problem from step number 1. I cannot go back to the main value. All these are cumulative value. Continue. I am supposed to continue the next step from step number 1. Okay, this is the basis for the second step. I cannot go back here. Please remember this carefully. After row subtraction, this becomes your new value. From this new value, the second step has to be solved. Have you all understood the logic here? Okay. What is step number 2 says? The step number 2 says it is called as column subtraction. It is column subtraction. So what is column subtraction? From the first row, from the first matrix, the modified matrix there, from this matrix, what am I supposed to do? Second step. What is second step? Column subtraction. What does column subtraction say? Very simple. Identify the smallest value from each column. Identify the smallest value from each column and subtract the entire column from the lowest value. By doing that, you will get a new matrix. Have you all understood? What is step number 2? Step number 2 is called as column subtraction. Identify the smallest value in each column and subtract the entire column from the same number. By doing that, again a new matrix will come. Okay? Can you please tell me the values quickly now? Second matrix.
Sir, the whole matrix will remain the same, sir.
Right?
The whole matrix will be the same, sir, because in all the columns there
It
are
will
0.
remain same. When in each column, if you have 0. There you have to apply your common sense. Okay? Please apply your common sense. Prati column alli kuda, if at all 1 0 is there, then obviously you can see that the value will not change. It will remain same. But even if one column alli 0 bittu bere another value is there, then obviously you have to rewrite again. This step you have to be very careful. Okay? Please verify every single column. If at all in every column there is 1 0 at least, then automatically the value will remain same. Like anything subtracted by 0 will remain same. But 0 bittu bere value is there, then it will change. Okay? Adana ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ careful ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ problems ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 4 columns ಅಲ್ಲಿ you might be having 0, in one column 0 may not be there. So in a hurry, if you don't look at and simply write it, then the whole problem will go wrong. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2. ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಡಿ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, 1-2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವರಿ. ಯು ಬೆಟರ್ ರೀರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಸೇಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನೇ ಬರೀರಿ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ರೀರೈಟ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬಿ ಕೂಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ 0 in every column, no change. I write as it is. 50803 06545. Then we have 85026. Then we have 101000, and the last value is 11305 and 8.
So it's 15, sir.
Sir, it's 15, sir.
Second row, third. Second row, third, sir.
Second
It's
or
not
third
correct.
element.
Sorry,
8
not
and
getting
in third column.
third column, yeah.
Second row,
8
sir.
and 15, sir. Below 8.
Yeah.
Not
Second
there,
row,
sir.
third column.
Second or third column, sir.
Second row, third column. Oh, it's 15, right?
15, sir.
15, okay, sorry. Yeah, I think the values are correct now. Now we have completed with the first and second step. Is there any doubt till this point? Anybody? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the next part. Illinda tumba important agute problem. I want everyone to please understand this very carefully. Okay? It's almost like playing a game. Okay? ಈಗ ನೀವು ಗೇಮ್ ಆಡೋ ತರನೇ ಇದು. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್? What is the next step? I am supposed to verify the condition of optimality. Illi very important step. I am supposed to test for optimality. Idana check ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. How do I verify the test for optimality? That's the next question. Very simple. You should always consider the matrix after second step. Andre column subtraction of the main values ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಈ matrix ನ consider ಮಾಡಿ. I cannot do this. Always remember the test for optimality should be done after step number 2. That is after the column subtraction, whatever value you get, for that the test for optimality has to be done. So obviously this is the matrix. What does the rule say? There are two types of lines to be drawn. This is a very important thing, please remember. One is called as capital letter N and other is called as small letter n. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ತರ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದನ್ನ we denoted by capital letter N symbol and other one is called as small letter n. What is the meaning of capital letter N? Number of vertical or horizontal lines drawn to cover all zeros. This is called as n. ನಾನು explain ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ, just try to remember it. What is the meaning of n here? Number of vertical or horizontal lines drawn to cover all zeros is represented by capital N. Similarly, small letter n is nothing but order of the matrix. Small letter A ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, order of the matrix. Okay, what do you mean by order of the matrix? Order of the matrix ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is nothing but m into n. Number of rows into number of columns is called as order of the matrix. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ assignment problem ಅಲ್ಲಿ we are not supposed to multiply number of rows into number of columns. ನಾವು multiply ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Matrix ಅಲ್ಲಿ multiply ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, but here we don't do it. Here what is the meaning of order of the matrix system? In any assignment problem, we all know that number of rows will always be equal to number of columns. Correct? You all agree with me? As the number of rows, columns equal illa andre na problem na solve madakagala. The basic condition for assignment problem is m should always be equal to n. You all agree with this statement?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Yes. So therefore, when I'm writing the order of the matrix, either I can take m value or I can take n value. ಎರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಒಂದು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. See here, what will be the n value now here? ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ n value? n
5, sir.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? The value of n will become 5. Why 5? Because order here means either you can write number of rows or you can write number of columns. Since in all assignment problem, number of rows is always equal to number of column, I can take any one. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ order of the matrix ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 5 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ very important condition ಏನಂದ್ರೆ you should not forget the meaning of notations. Capital letter n, small letter n meaning na ನೀವು ಮರ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು confuse ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ the whole thing is gone. I want everyone to remember the notation meaning clearly. Can anybody please tell me what is the meaning of capital letter n? Capital letter n ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು?
Sir, the
Number of
lines drawn to
horizontal lines.
join the zeros.
Sorry.
The number of lines drawn to join the total number of zeros, sir.
Yeah, the number of lines that is used to cover all the zeros, it is called as capital letter n, and small letter n is nothing but order of the matrix. Illige I think everybody has understood what is the meaning of the notations. Ivaga we'll come back to step number 2. Illi nodona henge optimality check ಮಾಡೋದು. Okay, idu the most important step in the problem. I want everyone to please remember, understand carefully. ಏನಾದ್ರು doubts idre please ask me, because the whole question lies this step. Ide important step. Okay, ಏನ್ step ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? You should draw vertical or horizontal lines in such a way that all the zeros of this particular matrix are covered. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. You should draw vertical or horizontal lines in such a way that all the zeros in this particular matrix is covered. But ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಏನ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 5 ಇದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ we know that if I draw 5 lines, definitely all the zeros will be covered. You all agree? 5 ಲೈನ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ 5 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೀರೋ ಕವರ್ ಆಗೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That is 100% sure. Everybody knows about it. But that is not what I'm looking for. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ with minimum number of lines. That's a condition. ಅಂದ್ರೆ your effort should always be to cover all the zeros using less than the order of the matrix. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. If the order of the matrix is 5, you should always make an effort to draw less than 5 lines, maybe 4, 3 or whatever it is. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗಮನಿಸಬಹುದು. ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಈ ತರ ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ದಟ್ ಏನೋ ಆಲ್ ಜೀರೋಸ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹೌ ಡು ಐ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಮೈ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಾಂಗ್? ದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೌ ಎವರ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಅಪ್ಲೈ, ದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ everybody will get the same answer in no matter however you have drawn the line. ಅಂದ್ರೆ provided the number of lines correct ಆಗಿ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಕೆಲವರು 2 ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಲೈನ್ 1 ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು 2 ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ 1 ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Absolutely no problem. The shape is not important to me, the number of lines is important to me. ಅಂದ್ರೆ if there is a possibility of drawing 4 lines but you have drawn 5 lines ಅಂದ್ರೆ that means you are not reaching the requirement. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಅಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ವೆದರ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 5 ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ 5 ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಟೆಂಪರಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಜೀರೋಸ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಐದರ್ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಲೈನ್ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್. ಸೇಮ್ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಪಾತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ತರನೇ I should be using only vertical line or horizontal lines to cover all zeros. Even now I'm giving a task. Dayavitu please look at the second step and tell me how many lines are required to cover all the zeros. Ella zero cover agbeku aa line kelagade. ಎಷ್ಟು line ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Just see the board and tell me. Just have a look.
4, sir.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? Do you all understood what I meant ಅಲ್ಲ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? You all understood this step? With minimum number of vertical and horizontal lines, all the zeros shall be covered. That's what the objective is. Tell me how many zeros, I mean lines are required?
4.
4, sir.
ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.
So
Tell me the
first
row
row
number
and
and column
first
number.
column. First row and first column.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಂಬ್ ರೂಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, whenever you are drawing the lines in assignment problem, if you really want to make your job easier, always select a row or column which has got maximum zeros. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Always select a row or a column which has got maximum zeros. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ then definitely you will have the possibility of covering all the zeros very quickly. ಇದೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. You can do it otherwise also, but preferably start with a row or column having more zeros. ಈಗ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೋ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ zeros ಇದೆ? Can you please tell me?
Third row and fourth column, sir.
ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು? Sorry, come again.
Third row and fourth column.
Very good. Third row ನಲ್ಲಿ 3 zeros ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ fourth
And even-
column ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 zeros ಇದೆ.
Yes.
Correct. Fourth column also 3 zeros and third row also 3 zeros. So that means you can always bank on this. So ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ zeros ಇರುತ್ತೆ, first ಆ row and column ನ cover ಮಾಡಿ. That's very important. Very good. So let me draw the first vertical line here. ಆಮೇಲಾಯ್ತು ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ all the zeros are covered. ಇದನ್ನ covering ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು. With that line all the zeros are covered. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಂತು. It comes in the ambit of lines. Okay. Now next line ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇನ್ಯಾವುದು next line draw ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಈಗ? Please tell me which is the next line I can draw.
Third row.
Third row, because there are 2 zeros there, so I will draw the third line. Next to here is a 0, and minimum important condition ಏನಂದ್ರೆ not even one single zero should be spared. ಅದು important. ಸರ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು zero ಇದೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ? No, you should draw a line such that all the zeros have to be compulsorily covered in that particular line. ಆ ತರ ನೀವು ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು zero ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಳಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ?
First column.
ಸರಿ,
First column.
Column.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 0 ಇದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲಮ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೇನಿದೆ zero ನ?
First row, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬಂತು. ಈಗ ಗ್ರೀಷ್ಮಾ says, sir I am very much fond of row, I'll draw first row ಅಂತ. Chirag says no I want to go for the column, I'll draw second column. Absolutely fine. Either Grishma can take row or Chirag can take column, no problem. This is what I was referring to. ನೀವು ಲೈನ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ. Your friend might draw column, you might draw row. I am not bothered about it. I am only concerned about how many lines. Number of lines is more important to me. So ultimately, I'll be able to cover all the zeros in this problem. Only how many lines? 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines. That is what is important. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? Did you all understand this step? Any doubts?
No,
Yes or no? ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಈ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ನ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಶೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. There is no hard and fast rule that everybody should draw this way. No, nothing like that. You can select any combination of row and column. But one point of contention ಏನಂದ್ರೆ the number of lines should be always minimum. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. I want everyone to please think about it and tell me. Is there anybody in the class who can tell me, sir, I will be able to cover all these zeros with only 3 lines? ಅಂತ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಬಹುದಾ? Can anybody please tell me that with less than 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ 3 ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಾ zeros ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ using vertical horizontal. ನೀವು oblique line ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. Okay, using vertical and horizontal, I will be able to cover all zeros. Can anybody please take this challenge and tell me that with 3 lines I can draw? Please look at the board and see the possibility. Hello? Is it possible to draw less than 4 lines to cover all zeros here?
I think no, sir.
No, sir.
ಆ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮಿಟಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. Are you understanding? You should be damn sure that it is impossible to draw this problem less than 4 lines. ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಾಲಿಟಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 lines ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. There is a possibility of drawing 3 lines, but you have drawn 4 lines ಅಂದ್ರೆ that means your effectiveness of the problem will come down. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗಾದ್ರೂ ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ 4 ಕಡೆ 3 ಮಾಡಿ 3 ಕಡೆ 2 ಮಾಡಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ದಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಯರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಅನ್ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ದ ಹೋಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ then all other steps followed by this will go wrong. So that's why I'm trying again and telling you it is all about presence of mind. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. This is purely a common sense game. Observation skill ಅಷ್ಟೇ. You have to just see how many possibilities are there to cover all zeros. ನೀವು ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. That is my sincere appeal. ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಪೆನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದು ಇಡೀ ಬುಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯೂಸ್ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ದಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಅ ಪೆನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೈನ್ ಐ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇರೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟ್ರೈ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್? ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟೂಡ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಾಲಿಟಿ. ಈಗ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಏನು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇದೆ? ಇಟ್ ಸೇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. If capital N is equal to small n, it implies the solution is optimal. If the capital letter N is less than small letter n, it implies the solution is not optimal. Is not optimal. Rajat is very smart. He doesn't want to break his head. He'll directly make in the very first step 5 lines draw ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And he says n equal to n, solution is optimal. Even though there is a possibility of drawing less than 5 lines. Illi ನೀವು impatient ಆದ್ರೆ, if you really don't have patience to check all possibility and straight away declare it wrongly, then all other things are gone. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ತುಂಬಾ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು? ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ n is greater than small n. ಇದು ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5 lines 5 ಲೈನ್ ಬರೆಯುತ್ತೆ. 5 lines vertically, 5 lines horizontally, and say totally have done 10 lines to cover zeros. It never happens. Please understand. Number of lines yavaglu maximum it should be equal to order only. It cannot be more than order of the matrix. Athara ನೀವು ರೋ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಎರಡೆರಡು ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು 20 ಲೈನ್ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. That is not allowed. Okay, only 2 possibilities are there. Either n should be equal to n, it is optimal. You can ask me a question. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಮಗೆ n ಕಿಂತ n ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತಾ? No, not necessary. There could be some question where it may be not possible to draw less than 5 lines at all. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ zero arrangement ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ, if it is positioned in a different place, there could be a possibility that at the very first step it can be optimal solution. There is nothing like it should not be optimal ಅಂತ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇಂಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. That's more important. Okay, there are possibilities that you might get the optimal solution at the very first step if you are not able to draw less than 5 lines. Sorry, less than 5 lines. So sorry, equal agi ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ direct optimal ಆಗಬಹುದು. But in majority of the cases you can see that the number of lines will always be less than order of the matrix. 99% cases. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎರಡೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Nobody will give you 10 marks for this. So they'll make it complicated by making sure that it is not optimal. Ivaga, can you please tell me what is the conclusion? Is it an optimal solution or not optimal solution? What is this?
Not optimal, sir.
Yeah, yake? Because the value of capital N is equals to 4. And what is the value of small letter n? The value of small letter n is equals to 5. You can see that capital letter N is less than small letter n. Number of lines drawn, only 4 lines have drawn That is, the order of the matrix is 5. Since 4 is less than 5, it is not optimal solution. Allige artha eno? Very obvious. If it is not optimal solution, I have to continue this problem to make it optimal. Artha agtidya? Have you all understood this step clearly? How to check the condition of optimality? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? Yakandre idi problem alli the most important step in the entire question is this. If you make any mistake in drawing the line, then the whole problem is gone. That's the reason why I'm taking a lot of time to explain each and every concept in detail. Ellargu artha agidya? Again, I'm asking you. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now we'll come to the next step. Once you are confirmed that is the optimal solution, now what are we supposed to do to make it optimal? Optimal convert there are some very important technical notations here which I want everyone to understand clearly. Operation research subject more than how you solve the problem or how best you can solve the problem, you should be clear about the notations. Notations clarity, that's very important. Okay? Yeah. Now please look at this board. Anything to say? Any doubts?
Excuse me, sir.
Shall I continue? Yeah. Hello?
Sir.
Ah.
Sir, like by striking of the 5 columns, can we make it optimal in that way? Can't we do that?
ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ 5 ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When there is a possibility of drawing less than 5 lines, and if you don't explore that possibility, you will finally end up making a mistake in the final answer.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ನ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. You should see the problem from all possibilities. ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎರರ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್. ನೀವು ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದ್ ಕ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ 4 ಲೈನ್ ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. You should be aware or you should come to a confirmation that it is impossible to draw less than 4 lines. Our level of confidence bandra aga ನೀವು further continue ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. That's what I said. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಯಾರಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ 3 ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ. When people said no, it's not possible to draw 3 lines ಅಂದ್ರೆ that means 4 is ultimate. Are you getting my point? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಇದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್? So you should make your self assessment that is there a possibility of drawing less line. If answer is yes andre you should go for it, as simple as that. Okay, illa andre you can stop there. Okay, shall I continue on?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
great. Iga let us understand what exactly this question is. Nodi ee problem ಗೆ ಎರಡು ತರ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. One is called as covered lines, ಇನ್ನೊಂದನ್ನ uncovered lines or uncovered elements ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. One is called as covered elements and other is called as uncovered elements. These are the two types of elements. I'm repeating it again here. After the condition of optimality is checked, there are two types of elements we come across. One is called as covered elements and other is called as uncovered elements. You know what exactly they are? It's a very simple knowledge. All the elements which are covered by lines, ಯಾವ number ಇದೆ lines draw ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ covered element ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Okay, the elements which have not crossed by any lines, they are called as uncovered elements. First ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ಇಡೀ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ how many covered elements are there and how many uncovered elements are there? Did you all understand the meaning of covered and uncovered, everybody now? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is covered element? The elements who are covered by lines are called as covered element. The elements where no lines are drawn on them, they are called as uncovered element. ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್? ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Amongst all the uncovered elements, I'm repeating it again, please understand this carefully. Amongst all the uncovered elements, identify the smallest uncovered element. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Amongst all the uncovered element, identify the smallest uncovered element. Can anybody please tell me ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? Which is the smallest uncovered element?
2, sir.
Huh?
2, sir.
The smallest uncovered element is 2. Only the 2 is there. This is first step. After optimality condition is checked, identify the smallest uncovered element. This is the smallest uncovered element. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನ ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. The first step is I am supposed to identify the smallest uncovered element. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು. Very clear. 2 is uncovered element. Next ಏನಂದ್ರೆ the smallest uncovered element has to be subtracted from all the uncovered elements. I am repeating it again. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. The smallest uncovered element should be subtracted from all the other uncovered element. ಅದು one step. ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನು ಸೇರಿ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. First to identify smallest uncovered element. Step number 2, all the uncovered element must be subtracted from the smallest uncovered element. Step number 2. Step number 3, very important. Next ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, add the smallest uncovered element to the elements which are in the point of intersection. Very, very beautiful step. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು, you are supposed to add this uncovered smallest uncovered element to the element which lies on the points of intersection. What do you mean by point of intersection? Any point where both vertical and horizontal lines are meeting, they are called as point of intersection. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಆತರ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ. How many point of intersections are there in the matrix? ಯಾವುದು? 1 is 8 and 5 and 0. So these 3 elements are called as what? Point of intersection elements. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೂರನೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು, this smallest uncovered element should be added to all those elements which lies on the point of intersection. ಅದು ಮೂರನೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. And last step ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, the remaining covered elements will remain as it is. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ? The remaining element will remain as it is. ಈ 4 ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ I have to draw a new matrix. Okay, ಈಗ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. I'll just repeat the whole step. What is the step number 1? Identify the smallest uncovered element. 1. Step number 2, all the uncovered elements shall be subtracted from the smallest value. Step number 3, the smallest uncovered element should be added to the element which lies on the point of intersection. Step number 4, the remaining covered elements will remain as it is. ಈ 4 ನಾವು ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. So can we do it now? You are with me? Shall we solve that? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ? Yes or no, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's solve it now. ನೋಡೋಣ first. First we will come to this. ಇದು what is this element now? What do you call this element now? Covered or uncovered?
Uncovered.
Covered element ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Will remain
as it is.
ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. 0 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು?
It will remain same.
ಈ 4 ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಾವು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Except the elements lying on the point of intersection, all the other covered elements remain as it is. ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Okay, ಇದು point of intersection ಇಲ್ಲ. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, number it will remain as it is, 0 ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. Okay, now we'll come to this. What is the element now?
10, sir.
Answer ಆಮೇಲೆ. What is the point of intersection ಇದೆ? So point of intersection ಇದೆ, this lowest value should be next value is 5 value.
So plus 2, 7.
Why? Because it is in point of intersection. The point of intersection is an add on. So it becomes 7. Very good. Okay, this, what happens to this 4?
Remains same.
Very good. What happens to this 5?
Remains same.
Very good. Okay, now we'll come to the third row. Sorry, third column. 8. 8 ಈಗ. What is 8 here? It is an uncovered element. We are supposed to subtract all the uncovered elements from the lowest value. Okay, so what happens to this 8 now?
6.
6 because 8 minus 2, it is 6. Very good. Second, next one is 15 here.
13.
Okay, next to 0.
0 itself.
0 will remain as it is. Very good. Next 2.
0.
0, sir.
Very good. Next to 6.
4.
4.
4. Uncovered element. Sorry, uncovered element. Good. We'll come to fourth column now. Tell me the fourth column value, Shri.
Remain
10.
same. 10.
Remain same. Again 10
10.
remains same. 2. 2. Why? Because it is lying in the point of intersection. So add 2 agata. Very good. Next one agata
0.
0. But next one agata
0.
0.
Okay. Now we'll come to the last column. First value very good.
9.
9.
Very good. Second value 1. Very good.
1.
Third value
0.
0.
0. Very good. Next
That is
one
3.
3. Good. Next.
6.
Very good. That's it. Now we have successfully got a new matrix. So E matrix alli totally 4 steps has gone into it. ಈ 4 step na ನೀವು simultaneous ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. I want everyone to remember all these steps without any confusion. Okay? Can anybody please quickly sum up all the 4 steps ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ? Because this is a very important step. One small confusion is there, the whole question will go wrong. Can anybody quickly tell me the things what we have done here?
First, identify the smallest uncovered element.
Very good. Next.
Then the smallest element should be subtracted with the uncovered elements.
Excellent. Next.
Add the smallest element at the point of intersection.
Yeah. What do you mean by point of intersection?
Where the rows and column lines meet.
Meet. Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Next. Last step.
Remaining covered elements will remain same.
As it is. Excellent. In 4 step ನೀವು gap ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ I think you're done. So we have got the new matrix. Same procedure ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ we have got a new matrix. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ matrix ಅಲ್ಲಿ I have to draw lines and see how many lines are required to cover all the zeros. Same is the optimal solution ತರ ಮೋಡಿ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಐಜೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ತರ this problem has to be continued till capital N becomes equal to small letter n. ನೀವೇ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋದಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಪೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ನೀವೇ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. It should become naturally equal. Andre, you should improvise your solution such a way that it becomes impossible to draw less than 5 lines. ಆ level ಬರುತ್ತೆ problem. It is possible, right? ಕೆಲವು problem ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ step ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವು question ಅಲ್ಲಿ it may take 2 steps, ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ 3 steps ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Beyond that, you will definitely get that solution. Okay? Now, can you please tell me ಈ ಹೊಸ matrix ಅಲ್ಲಿ how many lines are required to cover all zeros? I want everyone to please, maybe you can take a pencil. You can just work out and quickly tell me. Nodi ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ lines? How many lines are required now?
5.
5 always possible. ಎಲ್ಲ problem ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 lines ಆಗೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. There is no doubt about it. But my concern is it really 5 or less than 5 is possible? ಅದು important ನಂಗೆ. That is more important. So don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to complete the problem. Please check all the possibility. Row, column, ಎಲ್ಲ angles ಅಲ್ಲೂ check ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮಾಡಿ it is impossible to draw less than 5 lines anta confirm aadre then problem illa, no problem, you can go ahead and tell me. Heli nodna, is it possible to draw 4 lines still?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Everybody is sure 100%? Is there anybody in the class who can tell me that no sir, still 4 lines is possible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಬೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದು ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಬೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಆಲ್ಫರ್ಡ್ ನೋಬೆಲ್ ಹೆಂಡತಿನೇ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಷಿಯನ್ ಎಲೋಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ. ಆ ಕೋಪಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ನೋಬೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಎನಿ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ತುಂಬಾ ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ somebody can do it with 4 lines, you might get Nobel Prize. Anyway, I was just on lighter note. Heli. So 5 lines is possible, everybody?
Yes,
4
sir.
lines are sure 100%? Okay. So if you are sure that only 5 lines are possible, then I can directly write n equals to n. Therefore, it is optimal solution. ಇದನ್ನ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನೀವು 100 ಅಲ್ಲ 500% ಶೋರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು that it is definitely 5 lines, not less than 5. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಆಂಬಿಗ್ಯೂಟಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. Okay, yakandre the whole problem is all depends on the lines. Only one small mistake, your entire problem is ruled out. Okay, now we have come to the last step of the problem. Last step, finding the assignment cost. Finding assignment cost. Assignment cost yava calculate madbekandre only if this condition is satisfied. Only once the optimality condition is satisfied, you can calculate assignment cost. Allivarige you are not allowed to calculate assignment cost. Am I making it clear to all of you? Have you all understood? You are allowed to calculate assignment cost only once the condition of optimality is satisfied. Before that, you cannot calculate the assignment cost. Is that clear, everyone? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll come to the final step, calculating the assignment cost. Ivaga em madbekandre I have to rewrite this ille bariti nodkondi because I don't have space here. But you exam you baribekandre fresh table barkondi, but I'm just writing here only. Matte I'm just put all the labels barkondi. These are 5 rows A, B, C, D, and these are the 5 columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because last matrix ready ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು assignment cost na calculate. Assignment cost calculate ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ, before I calculate assignment cost, I am supposed to first assign the jobs. Which person should be given which job? Adin first decide ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Only once I decide which job is given to which person, then follows the assignment cost. Okay? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು simple rule ಇದೆ. Okay? I want everyone to remember this rule very clearly. Whenever I am assigning a job to a person or person to a job, whatever it is, I should always start allocation row wise. Do compulsory. Idu job agli person agli enadu ಕೊಳ್ಳಿರೋ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ always start your assignment to row wise should one. That is mandatory. Okay, always start your assignment from row wise. Row wise alli elli, because there are totally 5 rows where I am supposed to calculate or do. Adukku one simple rule ide. The assignment shall always be started from a row which has got single zero. I am repeating it again. Artha madಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Assignment should always be started from a row which has got single zero. Now can you please tell me, ED problem alli ಎಷ್ಟು ರೋ ನಲ್ಲಿ single zero ಇದೆ?
2 rows, sir.
2,
2
sir.
rows.
3 rows, sir.
ಇದು ರೋ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಅಲ್ಲೂ single zero ಇದೆ, ರೋ ನಂಬರ್ 2 ನಲ್ಲೂ single zero ಇದೆ, and ರೋ ನಂಬರ್ 5 ಅಲ್ಲೂ single zero ಇದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ I can start my assignment out of these 3 rows, any one. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. I can start from A, or I can take B, or I can take E. But never you can take a row with 2 zeros. That's very important. You should always take allocation only from the row having single zero. Single zero more possibility ಇದೆ. ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. Okay? Let me start from the first. ಏನಿದು? What exactly is very simple. ಈ zero ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is called assignment target. ಅಂದ್ರೆ the person A is given job number 2. That's what it means. But ಇನ್ನೊಂದು very important part ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಲ if I am assigning the job number 2, ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಆ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, please remember this very carefully, in that column if there are any other zeros, it has to be blocked. ಅಂದ್ರೆ job number 2 ನ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. That's why I am supposed to block it. But fortunately ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು zero ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ no problem. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? Always start with a single zero. ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಿದೆ? Person A is given job number 2. That's what it means. Same procedure ಮತ್ತೆ. Again you continue your allocation with single zero. Next to single zero ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Where is the next single zero? Row ನಲ್ಲಿ B ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ. Very good. B ನಲ್ಲಿದೆ. So if I am taking this job, that is person B is given job number 1, all other zeros of that particular column has to be blocked. That's very important. ಆ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ zeros ಇದೆ. ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ, ರೋ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. In that particular column, if at all there are any other zeros, block it. ಇಲ್ಲಿ zero ಇದೆಯಾ? ಯಾವುದು? Yes, there is a zero. I'm supposed to block it. Then blocking is ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? First job now cannot be given to anybody else. Block ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ರೂಲ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ರೂಲ್, one job should be given only to one person, and one person should be given only one job. If at all there is a possibility, it has to be blocked. Blocking artha ide ellargu? Have you all understood how to block it now? Everybody? Yes or no, please?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Come back to the next. ಈಗ next to single zero ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Where is the single zero?
Last row.
Sorry? Last one single zero. Last one is single zero ಇದೆ. Now what is the next step now? In that particular column, if there are any other zeros, it has to be blocked. If other zeros ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? You can see that there is a zero here. I am supposed to block it. Okay? ಈಗ job person number E is given job number 4. Again, ಈಗ can you please tell me ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ single zero now? Block ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು eliminate ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಈ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಲೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು single zero ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ single zero ಇದೆ. You can see that there is a single zero here. So ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು assign ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನ assign ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? All the value of that particular column has to be blocked. Now can you tell me any single zeros now? ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ single zero? ಯಾವ row ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ನಾ?
C.
Third row.
C, very good. You can see there is one single zero. Now the assignment is completed. Assignment ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Every row and every column should have one allocation definitely. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಪ್ರತಿ ರೋ ನಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು allocation ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು allocation ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. Any row or column without allocation ಉಳಿದಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that means your assignment is wrong. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Can you please verify this condition and tell me? Every row and every column should have an allocation. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ರೋ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ allocation ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ನೋಡಿ. Check it and tell me. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? I have completed my assignment correctly. That is a verification. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? You should do your allocation such that each row and each column shall have an allocation. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅದು. ಇಷ್ಟ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Person A is given job number 2. Person B is given job number 1. Person C is given job number 5. Person D is given job number 2. And person E is given job number 4. This is the assignment. ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಜಾಬ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್? ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ದ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ? ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸಿ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಎ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಜಾಬ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2. ಸೊ ಮೇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಎ ಗಿವನ್ ಜಾಬ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2. ಸೊ ಜಾಬ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2 ಗೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 5 rupees. So the value will become 5. Similarly, person B is given job number 1. So person B, job number 1. What is the cost? 3 rupees. Person C is given job number 5. So person C, job number 5. Next to job number 5, 2 rupees. Person D given job number 2. Job number 2 is to 11 rupees. Person E given job number 4. So person E, job number 4. Next job number 4, 4 rupees. ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? 25. So 25 rupees is the total assignment cost for this particular problem. So this is how you will get a question in the exam for 10 marks. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? Any doubts?
Sir,
No, sir.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
D ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Oh, sorry. D3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I made a mistake here. Sorry. D is given job number 3. Sorry. ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 2 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ I'm sorry. D is given job number 3. So job number 3 in this ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 9 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So what is the total cost now? 23. Correct. You are right. Sorry. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? Have you all understood?
Yes, sir.
I think I have given a very fair idea about how to be solving this problem. Innu one ಎರಡು ಮೂರು problem solve ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆಗ you will get the hold of it. I just wanted to introduce you the concept of Hungarian method so that when we talk about this problem later, I think you'll be able to appreciate the concept. So can I consider today at least 50% ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ problem ಇದು? How to solve the Hungarian method, everybody? I don't expect you to understand. One problem ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, nothing to worry. Definitely solve. But one fair idea ಬಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ?
Yes,
Everyone?
Sir.
Okay. I think we can stop the class because already I know I have a meeting now. So I'm getting late. I'll just attend the meeting now. already 25 ನಿಮಿಷ ನನ್ನ meeting late ಆಯ್ತು. Tomorrow will continue as usual, same time. Evening, 4 to 5:30 tomorrow will continue. So we'll solve some more problems on Hungarian method, and then I think you'll be able to do it. I want everyone to please watch this video again once Rajat shares with you, so that any small doubts, I think you should be able to clarify. We'll do one or two problems tomorrow. I think that will definitely give you a lot of confidence. Okay. So shall we stop the class for the day now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So thank you all. So tomorrow we'll continue at 4 o'clock. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.